Battle Through the Heavens, Episode 185. Xiao Yan brings Ziyan back to the Falling Star Pavilion. As a bloody purge begins, with Eastern Dragon Island finally stabilized, Xiao Yan wasted no time. He prepared to leave at once and return to the Central Plains. The moment Ziyan heard the news, she didn't hesitate for even a heartbeat. "I'm going with you." Xiao Yan, however, showed a rare flicker of hesitation. Dragon Island had just endured a devastating battle. Though the three Dragon Kings had been defeated and driven back, the island still needed peak-level experts standing guard just in case the situation flared up again. Ziyan answered bluntly, her tone firm and unshakable. The three Dragon Kings had suffered catastrophic injuries, especially the Western and Southern Dragon Kings, who were practically crippled. In the short term, they posed no threat whatsoever. The island's affairs could be safely entrusted to the elders, and she had her own reason. She wanted to repay Xiao Yan for everything he had done, and more importantly, she intended to help him seize the purifying demonic lotus flame. Seeing her resolve, Xiao Yan finally stopped refusing. He knew the Hall of Souls would never stay out of anything involving a heavenly flame. Having a 4-star Daosheng at their side wasn't just support, it was life-saving insurance. Once the decision was made, Xiao Yan immediately opened a spatial gateway and led the group away from Dragon Island. Ziyan quickly finished giving orders as well. Ignoring the Great Elder's helpless stare, she slipped into the spatial passage with a strangely relieved air, like the weight of the Dragon Emperor title had finally loosened, if only for a while. Turmoil in the Central Plains, the Alliance under attack. The instant they arrived above the Central Plains, Xiao Yan's eyes turned cold. Cities lay in ruins below fresh scars of brutal battles. So while I was away, the Alliance never had a moment of peace. They headed straight for the Falling Star Pavilion. Inside the main hall, Yaolao Huoyun, ancestor the Pill Tower's Great Elder, and the Alliance's top figures were deep in discussion. Every face was heavy with tension. Yaolao spoke in a low, grim voice. Nearly half of the Alliance's key subordinate cities had come under attack. On the surface, it looked like scattered forces stirring chaos, but behind it all the signs pointed to one culprit: the Hall of Souls. The Pill Tower brought even worse news. Alchemists traveling between regions had been ambushed and disappeared. The Hall of Souls was escalating, more savage, more blatant. Even neutral factions that had once leaned toward the Alliance began to hesitate. The Alliance's reputation was taking a direct hit. Then Yaolao laid down his proposal. "We can't keep defending. We must take the initiative, strike their branch halls first. Use offense as defense." The hall fell into a stunned silence. The Hall of Souls' ferocity had haunted the Central Plains for years. Almost no one dared to assault one of their branch halls head-on. But Yaolao's reasoning was sharp and simple. The Hall of Souls' main forces were concentrated at their headquarters. Their branches were strong but not unbreakable. If they gathered their power and struck decisively, their odds were far higher than people feared. Xiao Yan returns, aura erupts, Ziyan stuns the hall. At that moment, the great doors slowly opened. Xiao Yan stepped inside Ziyan and the others following behind him. For an instant, it felt like the air itself froze. Huoyun, ancestor, and the Pill Tower. Great Elder sensed it immediately. Xiao Yan's aura had risen to a completely different level. 2-star Daosheng. Shock rippled across every face. But what truly made their scalps go numb was the young woman in purple at his side. Yaolao was only a high-level semi-saint, yet his soul perception was terrifyingly keen. One glance was enough for him to know. This woman was unfathomable. When Xiao Yan introduced her, the shock turned into silent disbelief. She was none other than the Dragon Emperor of the ancient Void Dragon tribe, a status high enough to stand shoulder to shoulder with the clan heads of the Gu clan and the Hun clan. For several breaths, almost nobody could speak. Yet Ziyan showed Yaolao sincere respect, without the slightest arrogance one might expect from a Dragon Emperor. Xiao Yan wasted no time. He voiced full support for Yaolao's plan, then asked directly, "Has the target been chosen?" "Target locked." "The human hall, a bloody purge with no survivors." Yaolao nodded and explained. Across the Central Plains, the Hall of Souls maintained countless branch halls. Among them were 24 major branch halls, widely referred to as the Earth Halls. Above those were the higher-tier branch halls, often classified as Heaven level. At the very top sat the true Heaven Hall headquarters, whose location remained unknown. As for their structure, Heaven Hall headquarters location unknown. Earth-level halls supervised by the Deputy Hallmaster, human hall under the Great Heavenly Venerable and the Second Heavenly Venerable. This time their primary target was the human hall. Xiao Yan assessed the situation instantly. The Third Heavenly Venerable was already dead. The Second Heavenly Venerable Honorable Guyu was only a high-level semi-saint. As for the Great Heavenly Venerable, he was dangerous. But with Xiao Yan's current strength, he had the confidence to face him head-on. He decided to personally lead the strike force to annihilate the human hall, while ordering Huo Yun Ancestor and the others to remain behind and guard the alliance, preventing any surprise. Retaliation. Yao Luo would go as well since he knew the route. And most importantly, with Ziyan a 4-star Doshen traveling alongside them, even if the Deputy Hallmaster appeared, they would have nothing to fear. 2 days of calm. Before the bloodstorm, Yao Lao gave everyone 2 days to rest and prepare. During that time, Xiao Yan finally reunited with his daughter Xiao. The little girl could already control the immense energy within her body with astonishing skill. Her strength was nearly comparable to a Daozong, and she showed intense interest in alchemy too. Xiao Yan felt both proud and quietly overwhelmed. He also handed Yao Lao a bottle of demonic saint blood essence, a monstrous reserve of energy capable of pushing him to 1-star Do Sheng. After refusing again and again, Yao Lao finally accepted. In the days that followed, Xiao Yan guided Xiao's cultivation, savoring a rare warmth of family amidst the chaos. Meanwhile, Yao Lao entered closed-door cultivation to refine the blood essence. He succeeded. 1-star Do Sheng. And the very day after he emerged from seclusion, Xiao Yan, Yao Lao Ziyan, the little Doctor Fairy, and the others quietly departed from the Falling Star Pavilion. The Alliance's first proactive counteroffensive had officially begun. Xianxia Mountain Range, the human hall reveals itself. Their destination, the Xianxia Mountain Range, in the southwestern region of the Central Plains. Yao Lao pointed toward the distant range. The human hall was hidden inside a spatial pocket here. Protected by powerful alarm formations, any intruder would be detected immediately. Xiao nodded, then turned to Ziyan. Ziyan simply raised her hand and made a small casual wave, and a terrifying surge of spatial power exploded outward like a tidal wave. An enormous invisible cage formed in an instant, swallowing the entire region whole, severing it from the outside world. The net had closed, and the purge was about to begin. No one could sense a ripple in space. No one could send a distress signal. No one could call reinforcements with spatial jade slips. Xiao Yan lifted his head. His gaze was ice. He spoke a single sentence, short, cold, and merciless. Leave no one alive. More than a decade of hatred, revenge long overdue, began now. The human hall drenched in blood. The Hall of Souls pays its price. The moment they passed through the warped spatial barrier, the sight ahead made one's scalp prickle. The land was pitch black. White bones littered the ground. Yin energy hung in the air like a graveyard that never ended. At the center stood a colossal black hall crouched like a dormant beast, radiating a suffocating killing intent. From within it, countless thick black chains stretched outward. Coiled around them swirled clusters of humanoid black mist, imprisoned souls. Just then, more than 10 streams of black mist rose from the chains, preparing to depart, harvesting souls, and casually wiping out a few hostile factions along the way. But the instant they rushed toward the spatial passage, boom! Space froze, then collapsed. Before those dozen figures could even scream, they were crushed into nothingness by terrifying spatial force. A heartbeat later, space split open. Xiao Yan stepped in first. The human hall's alarms shrieked. Chains trembled. Black figures erupted like a tide surging forward with murderous intent. Xiao Yan only smiled faintly. He opened his mouth and exhaled a sea of flame. Any shadow that touched it evaporated, body and soul erased in an instant. Those behind them froze, terror creeping up their spines as they finally understood. This wasn't an enemy they could fight. This was a disaster. One move, the heavenly venerables are erased, daring to cause trouble in the Hall of Souls. A furious roar thundered from the black hall. More than 10 figures shot out. The human hall's heavenly venerables. Xiao Yan laughed, his voice sharp as a blade. Guyu, you old ghost, tell these scraps to stop coming out to die. Before the echo even faded, he stepped into the void and clenched his hand. Space contracted, compressed, crushed. Those dozen heavenly venerables, bodies and souls alike, were smashed simultaneously. No resistance, no struggle, just absolute suppression. A Do-shin against mere Do-zun. And yet, Xiao Yan's brows tightened. Inside the collapsing space, there was still one survivor, a figure wrapped in faint blue flames, the Sea Heart Flame. Xiao Yan recognized him instantly. Old Man Mogu, an old enemy, one who had hunted heavenly flames and brought him endless trouble. Xiao Yan raised his hand and dragged him over as if grabbing a dying insect. Mogu trembled to the core. He'd heard Xiao Yan had grown quickly, but he never imagined Xiao Yan had already stepped into Do Sheng. Xiao Yan didn't waste a single extra word. Keeping the Sea Heart Flame is a waste of heaven's gift. His palm landed on Mogu's head. A terrifying suction erupted, and the Sea Heart Flame was ripped out by force. Driven to despair, Mogu tried to self-detonate. Puff! Xiao Yan flicked his sleeve. A violent gale shattered Mogu's body and soul in an instant. That enemy of the past died without even releasing a scream. Xiao Yan opened his mouth and swallowed the Sea Heart Flame whole. It could no longer raise his cultivation directly, but from this moment on, the complete five-colored Buddha's Wrath Flame Lotus finally met every condition to descend upon the world. Doshan Clash, the great heavenly venerable, steps out. Xiao Yan, today will be where you're buried. Honorable Gu Yu struck black chains lashing out like venomous dragons. Xiao Yan only flicked a finger. Boom! A sonic blast ripped through the air and the chains were blasted back. Then from within the black hall, the great heavenly venerable stepped forward. A mid-stage two-star Do Sheng aura surged outward, cold, sinister, suffocating. Two supreme experts faced each other head-on. Techniques collided, space shattered, mountains crumbled. When the great heavenly venerable fused with his bone blade, human and blade as one, his assault became a storm, forcing Xiao Yan back again and again. One slash tore into Xiao Yan's shoulder, blocked by the Dragon Emperor ancient armor, yet blood still seeped through. Then Xiao Yan's hands moved, seals formed. A colossal soul projection rose behind him. His voice turned glacial. Yellow Springs, heavenly fury. A devastating soul shockwave swept across the battlefield. Hall of Souls experts vanished, bodies and souls erased. Even the great heavenly venerable was blasted out of his bone blade, blood spraying wildly. And just as Xiao Yan prepared to end it, the deputy hall master appears. Zi Yan suppresses all. Space tour. The deputy hall master arrived. A late-stage three-star Do Sheng aura erupted like a calamity, and he even used Xiao Jan's life as a threat. Xiao Yan's eyes didn't waver. He raised his hand, flames surging, ready to kill the great heavenly venerable on the spot. The deputy hall master roared, chains shooting out to bind Xiao Yan. Boom. Space exploded. Ziyan appeared. With a single claw, she shattered every chain. A golden dragon phantom roared into existence, devouring the black mist like it was nothing. The deputy hall master recognized her instantly. The dragon emperor of the ancient void dragon tribe. Fear flashed across his face. He detonated space and fled in desperation. The human hall's fate. Xiao Yan captured the great heavenly venerable's soul alive and sealed it. The human hall was purged in blood. One of the Hall of Souls' most important branch halls was officially erased from the Central Plains.